tell you an interesting story of something that happened to me just a few months back. We were at a friend's house. We went over and played some music. We both played guitar, and so we had a lot of fun enjoying our different styles of music. And then afterwards, these were fairly new friends that my wife and I had met. We sat around, had strawberry shortcake, and shared, since we were just getting to know each other, shared a little bit about our background and what we did for a living. And people are always interested in that type of thing. So we did that, and we took our turns around and what we all did in our life and when we got married and things. Well, it came to this gentleman's turn, and he started to talk about his career. He was an industrial engineer, and when he started talking about what he did for a career, the majority of his life, his face just lit up, and he became so animated, and he just couldn't stop talking. And you know what he did? He designed cardboard boxes. Now, I could see as he explained the importance of, well, to him they weren't just cardboard boxes, they were shipping containers, they were storage containers. And I never realized there was so much that goes into designing and producing and using containers, cardboard containers, and all of the different needs that businesses had in terms of strength and size and durability and so on. I mean, to me, a box is a box. Cardboard boxes, they're different dimensions, and that's about it. Well, not according to this person. And he described how they were very thorough in meeting with the corporation and getting their needs and finding out, anticipating all of the different problems that would be required in using this box and so on. And he said sometimes it took a year or 15 months or so to design a box that would meet the customer's needs, taking into account everything, including cost and manufacturing lead time. But he was so animated, and I sat there and I said, this gentleman, his life purpose was designing the right cardboard box container for the products that will be sent to your house, that will be used by businesses that you rely on. And it wasn't just a box to him. It was a mission. It was a challenge. It was very important. And when you think about it, boxes, and they may come from overseas, and they may take a lot of abuse and so on. All kinds of environmental issues for the products coming. Boxes are very important. They can be very important in taking care of and transporting products and storing products. I could see that this person didn't just take it as it's just a job. It was a purpose. And making containers was very important. And it was very satisfying to him. And he was so glad and proud to have worked for this fairly major company that designed and manufactured boxes. It was a mission for him. And my point of this video for you is, sometimes we get into the trap of thinking that, well, if it's a life purpose, it means I've got to leave the continent. I have to go to some other continent, and I have to go somewhere in the jungle and do something very important that is worthy of the news media, and unless I do that, and it's really not a life purpose. I have to save someone's life. I have to do some great thing, because I think the problem for most of us is those famous celebrities or famous figures in history. They're the ones that get on TV, on the National Geographic channels or the Discovery channels or the news media on the anniversary of this and that. They interview these people and they talk about their great life, and you might get a statue built in your honor or a bust in your honor and win a presidential award. And it's too easy because of all of that hoopla to think that that's what life purposes are. They've got to be really grandiose, or it isn't really much of anything, and that's hogwash. And what I challenge you to do when you think about your life purpose and you look at what could be a life purpose for you is look at what you're doing now. Look at what you're doing now. Look at what you're living now. Look at where you're living now. Look at your family. Sometimes a life purpose is being the best parent that you possibly can, being the best spouse, being the best neighbor, being the best worker, co-worker at work. It may be writing a book and painting famous paintings and running for office and so on. It could be that too. But for most of us, it's being special and serving a purpose right where we are. And it can be anything. Look at anything that gives you a passion, that gives you a love. Again, in my friend's case, it was a cardboard box. He was making cardboard boxes, and it gave him so much fulfillment in life. And so many people depended and take for granted the wonderful work he and his co-workers did, fellow engineers. We take it so much for granted we don't even think about it, all the work that goes into making a cardboard box. But that's a purpose. In his case, it was a purpose. So if you're looking for something really grandiose and fabulous for a life purpose, that's wonderful. You may find it, but it's most likely going to be something right in front of you right now. And it will give you a great amount of satisfaction, a great amount of fulfillment. And sometimes our life purposes change. It might be doing this thing that you see in front of you now, and a year from now, it may be time to move on. There may be other needs that come apparent. So life purposes can change, but sometimes it can be as obvious as a cardboard box.